Day 3 of the great California raid on their gold, I guess if you want to call it that. We couldn't go where we wanted to because apparently the damn government shutdown, because those idiots can't get along, has the road closed where we wanted to go. So apparently it's a big FU to the public. Since there's no working rangers, I guess we can't use the road, whatever that has to do with anything. I don't know. It's just frustrating. Anyway, enough politics. I was digging out a pretty good crevice and I got this piece right here. Now, if I was in Vermont, I'd say that was mercury, but it's not fluid like mercury. You know, you can usually take a piece of mercury and sort of break it apart and then it'll come back together. But this is a solid little piece of something. So, any of you California guys got any ideas? I mean, I'm freaking swirling water around it and it's sitting like gold. So whatever it is heavy and shiny. So, don't know. Don't run into that in Vermont. So, interesting find. I'm going to get back in there and start digging. I found probably 15 fly poopies in the last pan. Nothing in this one. So there's a large rock I was able to swing it, but I can't get it out of the way. So I'm going to have to dig under it. Wow, breeze just kicked up and it's like super warm. Changed the temperature like 20 degrees right off. It's so cool here. I don't know, some kind of hawk just landed in a tree up here. Whatever that shiny thing is, something different. I'm going to put it off in the jug, take it home. Maybe it's worth more than gold, who knows. Little shot upstream. I did a bunch of detecting coming in and found a bunch of lead and 2 nickels, bottle caps, pull tabs, all the normal crap you find in Vermont. We walked in, geez, it's got to be a mile, maybe not so much, but there's actually people sunbathing and swimming and doing all kinds of stuff. So this place, even though it feels like you're out into Never Land, there's people all over, including Bob.
Yeah.
Bob just dug out a crack.
Not a very good one, though, I don't think.
Yeah. We're not finding much on this section. If he's got any gold, we'll come back. Well, I don't pretend to know what I'm doing here in the big California, because this is way different than just digging in the stream. But yeah, I'll take that all day long. That's pretty exciting. And there was a fair amount of black sand in that. That was not a big heaping pan, but that was quite a pan. So, one pan, that's pretty good. I'm gonna try to clean that crack out and see if there's any more hiding in there. Just for reference, that's where I am, and that's where the river is. So I'm up off the river quite a ways. I'm judging by the vegetation and stuff. I'm not quite up to the high water mark, but this is pretty narrow in through here, so the high water mark's probably 10 feet above me. That'd be impressive to see that, wouldn't it? I'll take those pans all day. Bob's trying to get his Krieger set up, but I'm trying not to get my feet wet, so I'm just going to continue panning. Let me see here. Right here is where the first pan came from. And then if you go up on top of the next shelf, right up there is another pile of gravel that I dug into. And that's even farther away from the stream. So yeah, there's still gold up there. So I think I'm gonna go up there and clean that out and see what's going on. And I just spotted something that we're gonna have to go check out. Yeah, so here, right here, the top of this whole thing I moved that rock out of the way and just dug down into that and got gold. So, but I spy some remnants of something in days gone by, if I can speak. See that cable? There's a whole mess of it right there. Don't know what it was for. Don't think they had cable back in the 1800s. So it must be a little bit more, something to do with more modern stuff. I know we bumped into a local and he said back in the 80s he was dredging just up above where we are, and for one whole summer there was 3 of them, I think he said, and they all took home 3 pounds of gold. Can you imagine? Amazing. Oh, I wish I had a place to set up the old Krieger, because that's looking pretty fantastic. I'd love to be able to run a couple of buckets before the end of the day, but no such thing. So we're going to keep pan by panning it. Yeah, not bad. Still producing up there, so we'll keep digging. I don't know how many pans that is, 4 or 5, but every pan has gold in it so far. And it's kind of a mix of sand and silt and whatever their topsoil is around here. It's like an orangey, I don't know, there's not much to it. Once you get the water to it, that you get a heaping pan, it just breaks right down to nothing. So it's kind of easy to pan this stuff. And it has some black sand, but probably nowhere near some of the places I've been to in Vermont. Another good pan. Plenty more material, so we'll keep going. Nice piece. Bob's running back over. He did find a place to set up his Krieger, but I don't want to get my feet wet, so let's go over and look at Bob's pan.
Pretty impressed with that.
Oh, is it back in here?
Yeah.
We'll just get a little glimpse. Bob found a nail. So yeah, there's some gold there. Look at that. Beautiful. And a nail. Congratulations. That probably weigh more than our gold will. Cool. I was just telling Bob I was running out of gas. I bet you can't see the pieces in there. Yeah, I'm not quite out of gas yet. My problem is I did a lot of rock crawling with the metal detector early on, and up and down and all over these, all over this bedrock is kind of tiring. I should have listened to the local. He said this area is not known for pickers, so I guess even when they were dredging, they didn't find anything overly huge in this area. So should have listened to them. But, you know, got to find out the hard way. Find out for yourself. Sometimes they don't tell the truth either. But apparently he wasn't lying. But those are pretty nice pieces. So I'm going to do another pan. There, I think I'm done. Couldn't get the Krieger set up. Bob set up down there beyond the rocks. But he getting wet, so I just sat down. I did bring my Epic water bottle so I could drink right out of the Yuba River. Looks clean enough. I trust a filter in this thing. Been doing it for 3 days, so good stuff. A little bit of perspective of where we are. And no, we don't have to hike that to get out of here. There's a trail right behind me, about 30 feet up. And it's not super flat, but it's not that either. Really is beautiful country here. That's Bob's last pan, although that's a couple, 3 buckets through the Krieger. You wonder if that Krieger catches some small stuff. Look at how tiny that stuff is. That's a pile of just flour gold in there, and some bigger pieces. Obviously, you can
right
see
down
it.
the
but
dust.
man, that is a lot of little gold.
Yeah.
Good luck finish panning that, Bob.
Yeah, it'll be a treat.
Bob bought a Krieger from John when he was here yesterday, and I think he's liking it. Yep, he says.